A stunning murder mystery out of Los Angeles. A successful chiropractor beaten to death, and no suspects, few clues. Let's go straight to Alexis Tereszczuk. She's the senior reporter from Radar Online. Alexis, tell us what happened here.
This is such a shocking tragedy. Chiropractor Rainey, he is a well-respected man in the community, goes to work at 7 a.m. Patient shows up at 8 a.m., finds him beaten and bloody on the ground in the lobby of his office. His head is smashed in. His teeth are missing. They've been possibly kicked in. His jaw is broken. The paramedics are called. They arrive. They take him to the hospital. They rush to save his life, and unfortunately, he died in the hospital. His family is devastated. His brother is actually a reporter with the Los Angeles Times and has said that this man did not have a single enemy. He was loved by everyone. Not only did he have a lot of patients, he would take patients that didn't have enough money to pay their bill and do it for free, or maybe take $5 just out of the kindness of his heart. He helped the homeless. He was a marathon runner. He was the whole package, everything that you could imagine. Not a single enemy in the world, no one that would want to harm him. And he was brutally murdered right in his office in broad daylight in the morning.
Let's go to Jack Regan, brother-in-law of the victim, Dr. Robert Rainey. And first of all, Jack, we are so sorry for your loss. He just sounds like such an incredible guy, a big guy, too, and someone also with a big heart from what we understand. What was his pattern? Can you, as we're talking about sort of, was this unusual that he was going to the office at 7, or is that sort of a normal thing for him?
I really can't give any, I really don't know. I really couldn't comment on that.
Do you know, was there anybody angry at him, Jack? Do you know if there was anyone who had expressed any anger or any frustration at him personally?
I know no one that was angry at Robert. I don't know how you could be. I don't know how anyone could be. He was just very kind, and even if he didn't talk to you, he always had this great big smile on his face. So constantly, every time I saw him, I can't understand why this occurred. I just want to ask people out there in Venice Boulevard and the Culver City area to cooperate with the LAPD, who I think is doing a great job and helping my sister a lot, to anything that they saw that morning or they can recall seeing anything or anybody in that area, to please call the LAPD and give them a hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And if anyone has information, call authorities on this, because this is certainly a mystery and someone needs to be brought to justice. Let's go to Regina Oliva. She's a good friend of the victim, Robert Rainey. And first of all, Regina, thank you for being with us. We are so sorry for your loss, because he seems like just such a wonderful man.
Oh, yeah, he was a very wonderful man. He was a joy to be around.
How did you find out, Regina? How did you find out the news?
Unfortunately, Peg and I work together. We're nurses, and we have a lot of colleagues in common, and Peg was away on conference, and they were trying to track her down to let her know that this had happened. And
Peg is his wife. Peg is Robert's
his wife.
Okay.
Correct, yes. So they contacted me to see if I had been in contact with either of them recently, and I said, "Oh yeah, I just spoke with them, but is there a problem? Do I need, I can get, what's the problem?" And they said, "Well, we need to get a hold of Peg." And then they told me what had happened, that Robert had been killed in his office, which was just unbelievably. I was in shock. I couldn't even believe it. So they asked me if I can get a hold of Peg and bring her back home.
What a hard thing, as a friend, to be able to tell your dear friend this terrible news. It must have been heartbreaking.
Oh, it was. I won't forget it.
How is she doing? How's the rest of the family doing?
Peg is a very courageous woman. She is very strong. She's hanging in there. She wants this solved. She wants to know, who would do something like that, and most of all, if they can catch him, get him off the street so this person won't harm anyone else, or just have some resolution to it.
Regina, was there anyone who was angry at him for any reason, whether it was a homeless person or crazy, somebody who did something crazy, obviously, but was there someone who had any grudge with him or anything that the family can point to say, well, maybe this is the area?
No, I'm not. Nothing. It's just a complete blank. There's no one who would have anything to really say negatively about Robert. I mean, he was bigger than life. He was, he was always happy and willing to help people. And I can't even imagine why this would even happen.